You already know. I think it was last. Y'all, when I say the days are running in together. Okay, so was it last week or the week before last? I was invited to the White House, and that was friggin' incredible. Okay, like I still haven't had a moment to kind of take all of that in. Also on the same day, I went to the RNC. Oh, wow. The RNC hosted a Trailblazer reception, and I went to that at the Capitol Club. That was cool. Then the next day after that, the Black Conservative Federation, BCF, had their annual gala, and that was nice as well. DC was cold. It was at the Trump Kennedy Center, and BCF really knows how to do it up. They did an amazing job putting on a stellar event. I did not go to the after party because I'm old and tired. And by the time 9 o'clock rolled around, I was yawning. So I went back to my hotel room. And then I had gotten a call. I have so many people I want to thank. I got a call from my dear friends over at TPUSA Rise who said that it was possible that I would be doing a Black History panel with Harris Faulkner on Fox News. And to be honest, you guys, I didn't get overly excited because it wasn't set in stone, but they were like, hey, they'll reach out and, just kind of keep us posted. So I got home Saturday, and Tuesday, I got the email from Harris Faulkner's booking producer. And y'all, I about died. Okay, I ain't even gonna sit here and lie to you. Okay, there was no composure. I about died. Heart was coming out my chest. Anxiety was on 10. I'm hyperventilating. I'm crying, bawling like an infant. Okay, Rob was trying to calm me down. I'm just freaking out. And so originally I was told that I was going to be platformed with Brandon Tatum and CJ Pearson. And everything moves very, very fast in this world. Okay, so I got the email on Tuesday. Tuesday, they booked the plane ticket, the hotel. They're like, listen, we need you here on Thursday. Your hit time's on Friday morning. We'll send you back home on Friday. I'm like, cool. I'm the consummate professional, so I'm just trying to be real agile and adjustable and all the things. But I wasn't excited about going to New York, y'all. Y'all know I'm from New York. Like when I say I'm not from Albany, no shade to folks from Albany. I'm not from Rochester, no shade if you are from Rochester. I'm not even from Yonkers. Y'all from the Bronx, okay? I'm talking like Hunts Point, 6 train, number 5 bus, Bruckner Boulevard, Story Avenue, Bronx. But I have not lived in New York since 1997. Like as soon as I could get the first train out of Dodge smoking, I was like, peace, I am out. I really, how some people feel like they never belong. I was born and raised there my whole life, and I always felt like I ain't supposed to be here. I don't fit here. Like I just can't. I could never adjust to the snow, the cold, the grit, the grime, the crime. I was just like, I'm not supposed to be here. So when I turned 18 and graduated high school, I left, went to college, came to Atlanta, and never went back. So when I find out that I have to go to New York to Fox News, immediately I start freaking out. I was like, wait a minute, I got my homeboy. Shout out to you, Jay. I got a chance to hang out with Jay while I was there. He was like, "Oh, so you're flying in?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Okay, no worries. We'll go out to dinner. Let me know when you get there." And I'm freaking out because I'm like, y'all, it's been a minute since I've been to New York City. And they just got 17 inches of snow. Like on Tuesday, the day I got the call, it snowed 17 inches. I was like, I'm going to die. I was like, I ain't going to make it. I am not going to make it. And I was freaking out because I was like, gosh, like my husband's like, the way our life is set up, he just literally cannot travel with me, especially when it's last minute like that. So I'm like, Lord, I got to go by myself. I was like, if I'm going to die, I'm just going to die, right? So shout out to my girl, Crystal Jenkins, red pill brown girl. I tell her, and she's like, oh, I'm coming. I was like, no, you're not. She was like, yes, I am. She said, girl, I will leave here at 3 a.m. and drive to New York City. You're not going to have to do this by yourself. I was like, okay. So I fly out, and believe it or not, y'all, it wasn't that cold. New York was not that cold. It wasn't like bitter cold. Like, it wasn't bitter cold. It was like a tolerable cold. But y'all, I showed up to my own hometown feeling like a daggone tourist. Y'all, I'm in the car like, ooh, this is nice. Y'all act like I ain't never been to the Statue of Liberty before. Like I had never been on 42nd Street. It's been that long. And I had just finished telling my homeboy, I was like, sir, he was like, when are you coming home to visit? I was like, oh, the 8th of February. And I said it just like that. I was like, I ain't coming up there. I hate that place. So to get this call, he was like, you just said you wasn't coming. I said, well, now I'm coming. So anyway, get off the plane. They take me to the hotel, and y'all, the Hard Rock, I ain't gonna lie, that's a swanky hotel. I was like, okay, now I know I'm in New York and I might get robbed, but I feel relatively safe here. 46th Street, still beautiful, super nice. But here's the part that was so funny. Y'all, I'm so country and southernized that it was 8 o'clock at night. And I was like, why are people out? Like, people were just out in the street. I was like, don't y'all got to go to work in the morning? Y'all have nowhere to go. And Jay is telling me, he was like, yeah, I'm leaving Connecticut now. I'll be there in an hour. I was like, yo, it is late. Like, it's too late. Like, we don't need to be out like this. It's cold. I'm making every excuse in the world. But it was so good to catch up with my childhood people. And we laughed and reminisced on how we feel like 1994 was like yesterday, but it's not. All of our friends, or some are married, some are divorced, some got grandkids. And I was like, we cannot be at grandbaby status. That is just not real. So anyway, I wake up the next morning. Shout out to Fox News. They are amazing hosts. Everything went smooth. Everything that they said they were going to do and show up on time, everything just went perfectly flawless. And I get to the studio. And I'm asking God, I'm like, God, how did I get here? How did I get here? I'm like, I was minding my business on Al Gore's internet, running my mouth, praying that I didn't get deplatformed. But I'm incredibly thankful for the opportunities and the doors that the Lord is opening for me, the coalitions, the relationships, the collaborations that are just naturally forming. I'm thankful and grateful for my husband who has orchestrated every single connection. Trust that one, walk away from that one, do this, no, don't do that. I'm so thankful for all of it. And so what I want to do really quickly, so let me go back. Y'all, my little 6 minutes of fame went by so fast, it felt like 30 seconds. It really did, because in my mind, I had prepared for it to go one way, but it moves so fast. Before you blink, they're like, okay, coming up next on the next segment. And you're like, oh, it's over? And I'm like, dang, it was getting good. Like, we was just getting warmed up. One thing I learned, you kind of have to come warmed up. Like, you don't get to crank it up and like rev up. You got to come out the gate swinging. And so if I could do it all over again, that's the one thing I would have done, is I need to be more sharp and concise and just hit the target. And I hate to use this verbiage, but you got to shoot to kill. You just got to come out swinging. And so I'm going to do a better job and strengthen my ability to do that. But you guys, I love that I got to sit on the Faulkner Focus with Harris Faulkner and just speak the truth on national TV. Harris Faulkner is as beautiful as she is on camera. She like 20 times more pretty in person. Just the epitome of poise and grace and style. And the shoes, I know y'all are like, she's so distracted. My ADHD couldn't help but the sweat, the shoes was on point, Harris. Yes, I'm a shoe girl. And so the first thing I noticed about really poised and classy and well put together women is I'm looking at the shoes. And the shoes were cute. I'm not sure. They looked like they may have been Valentino, but I'm not sure. But they were gorgeous. But anyway, let me focus on what's important. So, like I was saying, when you're on Fox, that Fox segment is like, it's so short. It's like trying to explain the book of Romans, like, and fit it all on in a fortune cookie. That's the best way I could describe trying to cram in everything that you want to say and answer a question. Book of Romans on a fortune cookie. And the segment went so fast that before I knew it, y'all, it was over and my heart was still racing as if I was getting ready to do it. And everyone's just like, oh, my phone's blowing up. Everybody's texting me and I'm crying. I'm just like, this is too much. This is too much. It was that overwhelming. So I say all that to say, be careful what you ask for. Because when the opportunity opens up, you're like, okay, did I do everything I was supposed to do? Did I say what I was supposed to say? And then like, oh snap, I forgot to do this and I forgot to say that. And you're freaking out and everybody's like, no, it's good. And then, I know y'all don't think this is important, but this part is important. Now y'all know, I love being glammed up. But I have a really love-hate relationship with lashes. I just do. I've tried. I'm not saying, listen, if you are a lash girl, praise Jesus. That's you. But my husband ain't never looked at me and was like, you know what? If your eyelashes was just a little bit longer, like you be cooking, you really be cooking. So the makeup artist is like, oh, we need your eyes to pop. I was like, listen, I don't want to be looking like Jasmine Crockett. She was like, oh no, you won't, honey. They put them things on my eyes. I was like, I don't know how these girls do it. That's the last time I allow myself to be talked into doing something I don't want to do. I didn't want to wear them lashes. Now, they were not heavy and they did not obstruct my view, but it was team too much. And I was like, I don't even look like myself. I wanted to look like me. So I'm not making excuses, but I really do feel like my response would have been a little bit more, I would have felt a little bit more comfortable if I felt like I was in my own skin. So we're not doing that no more. No more lashes by the makeup artist on the set. If we gonna do a lash, it need to be so short that you be like, it looks like you ain't even wearing none. That's the point. So that's me. No judgment, no shade. I'm just telling y'all how I feel. That is the only thing that bothered me.